Well, a little bit of a book haul here tonight. I've been very busy since the winter broke. We're getting things fixed up around here and taking care of a lot of wind damage and cold weather damage. And that's proceeding along nicely. But during this time, while I haven't been doing many videos, I have been still reading some science fiction. Um, I came across Matt over at Science Fiction Reads' great eBay site, and I ordered a book from him, and two books, and he included some other books for me. And he had them packaged up really well. And here is the box they came in with the packing and things that the books were wrapped up in. But I went ahead and opened the package, opened the box, and opened up the books out of the packaging. As Richard over at Vintage SF has already provided a black belt course in hand-to-box combat, I didn't think I needed to cover that territory again. And Richard got a lot of exercise that day, and I'm sure it was good for him. But Matt really went above and beyond for me. I really appreciate it, Matt, and I will include a URL to your great site. And what I had ordered from Matt was this fantastic book, and Matt sent me a copy in really great shape. I've already looked through it and really enjoyed it. On the back of the book are all the authors in this volume. I won't try to read all those off. 101 science fiction stories, edited by Martin H. Greenberg, Charles G. Wall, and Jenny Lynn Wall. And this is a Avenel Books anthology, and I believe it was produced in 1986, and I'm really looking forward to reading that. I had asked Matt to send me Mac Reynolds Section G, and this is Section G, kind of a spy activity by the United Planets. And I have read this book a long time ago, probably 45, 50 years ago. And this is a Ace, first paperback publication, and published in the 70s, as I recall, 1976. And Matt included 3 more books in the package, and I really appreciate it, Matt. And I tried to send Matt some books, but I didn't have any that he didn't already have. So I will continue looking for some books to respond to Matt's generosity with here. Here we have Mac Reynolds, Tomorrow Might Be Different, in great shape. And this is a Ace as well, published in 1975. I do not see an artist listed here. Looks like a shorter version of this novel was published in the Magazine of Fantasy and Science Fiction. And there's, he doesn't give a date there. The authors of the book, or printers of the book, they'll give a date for that. But Matt really must have noticed that I really enjoy Groff Conklin anthologies, and he sent along 2 that I do not have, but I have them now. And this is Adele, 6 great short science fiction novels. And here you can see who they were written by. And the book is in fantastic condition. And on the back are the titles. Again, I have quite a few books, so I'm going to try to move rather quickly here. And here's another Groff Conklin that I have not read and I do not have. 7 Trips Through Time and Space, edited by Groff Conklin. And this one was, let's see, published in 1968 by Fawcett Publications. And we have Flatlander in here by Larry Niven. Here are some, hopefully that will focus and you guys can take a look at what's in the book. And on the back they list out the authors contained within. Another great book. Thank you so much, Matt. I greatly appreciate that. And I will be trying to come up with something that you don't have yet. Next, I picked up this. I ordered it off of Amazon, I believe. This is Captain Sam's, the Book of Diogenesis, I believe is how he pronounces it. I have not had time to read it yet. And this one was manufactured in the USA in Moni, Illinois, 14 August 2025. And I will read that one as soon as I have time. I've really kind of loaded myself up. I stopped by the local half-price books and I found something I have been looking for many, many years, priced reasonably. Now this is a book club edition of Lord of Light, but it is a first edition. Published back in 1967. And I was very happy to get that. It's a double day. And let's see if I can find an author or a artist in here. Nope. Just says copyright 1967, printed in the United States of America. So this was quite a find. I was very happy to get my hands on that. Next, here are my old copies of Heinlein's Space Cadet and Red Planet. These are ancient, probably at least 50, 55 years old. Kind of falling apart. There are some illustrations in here. Copyright 1948. An ace book by arrangement with Charles Scribner's Sons. Cover art by Steele Savage. I don't know exactly when it was published, but I believe this one is from the late 60s or early 1970s. About the same thing with this Ace Red Planet. And I have some of my writing in here. Again, some great cover art from the original hardbounds in these. And a cover by Steele Savage, interior illustrations by Clifford Geary. And again, no actual date on here other than the copyright 1949. But why I'm bringing those up, I just reread Space Cadet, as you can see by all of my bookmarks. I came across the unedited by Scribner's edition of Robert Heinlein's Red Planet. And I will be doing a comparison and contrast between this book and Scribner's edition. I've already read the recent Red Planet, my old one again, and I've looked through this unedited version, and we will do a review of that. This book was copyright, let's see, I think it was 2003, 2006. And it's hard to really determine. It's a Del Rey book, but there's lots of different copyrights in here. But this apparently is the original manuscript, and they give you examples of where Scribner's edited it in the back of the book. So we will go through all that. I'm very curious as to how that is going to turn out. I also came up with these books to supplement my paperback books. These are hardbounds, and this is a Heinlein Trio. I have all of these in paperback: The Puppet Masters, Double Star, and The Door into Summer. This book is, again, just the original copyrights, and I'm not sure when it was actually printed here. It is a Nelson Doubleday book, and I will work on it and get a new Mylar cover for it. Next, I found this, again at Half Price Books. Robert A. Heinlein, Four Frontiers, in incredible shape, and I'm really happy to get my hands on this because this contains a lot more of my older, this is a science fiction book club book. It has Rocket Ship Galileo, Space Cadet, Red Planet, and Farmer in the Sky, all in one volume. And this is a great supplement to my older paperbacks. I'll feel a lot more comfortable reading these hardbounds. Next is something I've never seen before or even heard of before. It's called Vintage Vonnegut, Mother Night. And I'm quite curious about this book because it is about a guy named Howard W. Campbell Jr. who writes a lot of letters, and he's waiting trial for war crimes for working as a Nazi propagandist under Goebbels. I'm sorry. I will read that one and do a review. I did come across something that I've wanted again for a long time. And this is John Wyndham's The Day of the Triffids. And this book is an introduction by Edmund Morris. And it's a modern library book. And it was published in 2003 and is still in great shape. And I will look forward to doing a review of Wyndham's book there. I have always enjoyed that one. I've come across with another book that I either borrowed from the library or I might have had a copy of this at one time. This is Deep Space, edited by Robert Silverberg, 8 Stories of Science Fiction, and it is, I believe, a book club edition, yes. And a lot of great stories in here. I recognize most of them. Thomas Nelson, Inc. Copyright 1973. Robert Silverberg. And a lot of great stuff in here that I've actually read before, which is why I think I probably had a copy of this book. It seems very familiar. So we'll move on from there and try not to waste too much time. I've increased my Harry Harrison books. I've got about 7 or 8 more waiting for another book haul. But this is The Stainless Steel Rat for President. And it is a Nelson Doubleday. And it is a book club edition. And let's see, I believe this was published actually in the 90s. Nope. Copyright 1982 by Harry Harrison. No information on the artwork that I can see. Jacket painting by Freff. F-R-E-F-F. So there was some info there. And here I went to a little bitty bookstore. I'll be doggone if I can recall the name of it right now. in Greenville, Ohio. And this lady is probably 5 or 6 years older than me, but I've been going to that bookstore since the 70s, and she is still open a few days a week. And in there I found this. She has a lot of Star Trek memorabilia. Inside Star Trek, The Real Story, Herbert F. Solow and Robert H. Justman. Now I am interested in reading this. I was getting my information on Star Trek in real time through the Star Trek Fan Club, 1967 through 1969 or 70. And I hear that this book has a little bit different take on a lot of the stuff that I learned. There is a chapter in here called Money, Money, Money. And money was the downfall of Star Trek. None of the producers wanted to spend the money to make the show look the way it should, other than Lucille Ball. And Lucille Ball lost control of the show to what turned into Paramount, Golf Plus Western, very early. Might even been toward the end of the first season. And that resulted in all kinds of disasters, but I'll go into that in another video. Here I found a anthology that I've been looking for a long time. And this is the Oxford Book of Science Fiction Stories by Tom Shippey. This one is not a book club edition. And Oxford University Press, 1992. And this is a great history of science fiction. And I'm really looking forward to reading that. I probably read it somewhere along the way, but I can't recall exactly. And I have another Year's Best Science Fiction. This is Science SF6, edited by David G. Hartwell. I have 1 through 3 already. David looked like he was being published by these were being published by a different publisher than the first couple ones. HarperCollins, and this one was published in 2001. And I will get this one all cleaned up and have a Mylar jacket placed on it as well. And here we have an unusual find, which I've only heard of. It has no jacket on it, so I don't know what happened to that. But this is Aliens and UFOs, edited by Cynthia Manson and Charles, I'm going to guess at Onlay. And these are all stories from Asimov's science fiction and analog science fiction and fact, extraterrestrial tales from both of those magazines. And this is a 460-page volume, and there's quite a few stories in here, all with very familiar names. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one as well. Here we have one that I did used to have in paperback. Starlight, the great short fiction of Alfred Bester, includes The Light Fantastic and Starlight Starbright. This is a book club edition. And in great shape again, Nelson Doubleday, Garden City, New York. And it says copyright 1976 in it. And a lot of his best work is in here. Disappearing Act is actually my favorite out of these, and I've read that in several other places as well. I've just got a few more, but I found something that I thought was quite unusual. This is Pebble in the Sky by Isaac Asimov. I've got a couple other copies of Pebble in the Sky, or at least one other copy over there in my Asimov stack, which takes up 2 shelves. And this one again is half-price books, and it's a Doubleday book, and it is old enough that it has the rocket flying out of the book logo in it. And I don't think I found an actual publication date in this one. It just says copyright 1950, printed in the United States of America. Comes from the Isaac Asimov collection. Now, I don't know if someone has added this to the book. It looks like it has been added, but inside the book, that cover actually goes under these illustrations. So I'm kind of thinking this is the way it came from the publisher. And I'd never seen that before. And here we have the same illustration of a galaxy there. And you can see this is actually underneath it. So I think that this book came this way, and I will research this one and find out what's going on with it. And that was a kind of a unique setup on the book, so I picked it up and took off with it. Now I found this Interstellar Patrol with an introduction by David Weber, who writes great introductions, by the way, and compiled and edited by Eric Flint. And the book is written by Christopher Anvil and in great condition. And Christopher Anvil wrote some great science fiction. He was, of course, a Campbell protege. And this one was published by Baen in April 2003. Great shape, and I'm looking forward to reading that one. Just one left, and again, this is a Baen, and this is a Reedy novel written by William H. Keith, who could kind of recreate Laumer's style with his Bolo work. William H. Keith is an old pro at Action series. And it says, praise for William H. Keith and his novels in Keith Laumer's Bolo series. Now, I would be very pleasantly surprised if this book comes anywhere near the incredible competence that Keith Laumer could write his Reedy short stories and novels based on his 15 years as a U.S. diplomat. So I'm really looking forward to reading this, and I will let you guys know if it's anything like reading Keith Laumer. That's all I've got, and I hope I haven't taken too much time, and I'm going to call it a night, and I hope everybody has a great day.